Samsung's Galaxy A lineup has been wildly successful since these phones bring a lot of flagship qualities for a much lower price. The Galaxy A3 2017 edition is probably the best example of it. It has an excellent build quality, it is water and dust resistant, and it costs about $350 depending on the region. My name is Linus, stay tuned for the full TechLineHD review. When it comes to the looks, the Galaxy A3 follows a familiar design language of the flagship Galaxy S7 series. The phone is well made, it has a sturdy metal frame that goes all around the device, and it has nice and tactile metal buttons. The IP68 rating allows you to use the phone even underwater for 30 minutes. After using the Galaxy S7 Edge since the official launch, I can say that this is a huge bonus for any phone. Also, we don't have to deal with any annoying flaps covering the parts for water resistance. In addition, it is really easy to manage the phone in one hand since it is compact due to its 4.7 inches display. Speaking of that display, it uses the AMOLED technology for better saturation and contrast. Well, it is a wonderful panel overall, but it has the resolution of just 720p. Both the display and the back panel are covered with a Gorilla Glass. Speaking of that back panel, it is a huge fingerprint magnet, so you may end up cleaning it quite often or washing it quite often. I love that we have the nicely backlit capacitive keys like on most of the Samsung phones. Also, the fingerprint scanner can finally unlock your phone straight from the standby mode. In other words, you don't need to physically press it first like on the Samsung Galaxy S7 or other phones. Also, the phone is compatible with a Samsung Pay. It's always great to see an 8 megapixels camera with a bright f1.9 aperture. However, there is no LED notification light for some reason. On a positive note, there is a 13 megapixels camera with the same bright f1.9 aperture for better low light performance. Speaking of notifications, the Galaxy A3 is probably the only phone in this price range that has a power-efficient always-on display that can be customized in a lot of different ways. I love the placement of the loudspeaker on the right side, so you won't end up covering it up. The quality of sound may not be the best, but it's definitely not bad for a sub-$350 phone. The sound quality via the headset jack is great, and you simply can't ask more for the price. When it comes to hardware, the Galaxy A3 sports kind of mid-range level specs. We have an octa-core Exynos 6870 chip, 2GB of RAM, and just 16GB of storage, which can be further expanded via the microSD card slot. Keep in mind that some of the regions may get a hybrid dual SIM card model, while other regions are stuck with a combo of one SIM and one microSD card slot. The gaming performance on this phone is good but not great. That means that you will be able to run most of the latest 3D games, but you may see quite a bit of stutter in some games like Asphalt 8 if you play them on the highest graphics settings. A great thing is that the phone does not have any overheating issues. When it comes to the user interface, the Galaxy A3 runs on the Grace UX, which is the successor to TouchWiz. We have the Android 6.0 out of the box, but the Android 7 update is just around the corner. Yes, we have a little bit of different look, some new design touches, but in general, you will feel right at home if you have used any Samsung device before. Some of the notable features include the update display, where you can read the latest news, etc. Also, you can customize the phone by changing themes, wallpapers, or icons. Once you go to the settings menu, you will see quite a lot of changes. Honestly, this menu looks like a mess to me since I prefer the stock Android look where I know the place of each individual setting. Anyway, it's just me and it takes just a few days to get used to it. Most importantly, the user interface runs quite smoothly. Well, it's not as fast as some of the phones that run on the stock Android, but there is nothing to be worried about. I love that you can quickly launch the camera by just double pressing the home button. Also, you can take the pictures quite fast, and there are some shooting modes like a Pro mode where you can play with a few settings. When it comes to the image quality, I could only test the camera on the cloudy day since it's a cold winter. The daylight photos look pretty good. I love the colors, the dynamic range, but honestly, I would love to see a little bit more detail in some of the shots. On the other hand, the macro shots look pretty good and they look sharp. As usual, the night photos have less detail and there is a lot of noise, but in general, the pictures look pretty good for a sub $350 phone.
Okay, so currently I'm shooting in 1080p resolution with the Samsung Galaxy A3 2017 edition.
It's unfortunate that the phone can shoot videos at the maximum resolution of just 1080p. On a positive note, the videos look sharp and detailed. In general, the selfies look good, but some of the pictures came out a little bit soft.
So currently I'm shooting with the front-facing camera of the Samsung Galaxy A3 2017 edition.
The selfie videos look pretty good and the sound recording quality is decent. As far as connectivity, I have no complaints at all. The signal reception has been strong all the time and the call quality is good. The GPS is very accurate and the signal stays strong even indoors. Finally, the Bluetooth 4.2 works just fine and it does not consume a lot of energy, as I tested the phone with different Bluetooth speakers including a brand new Samsung Level Box Slim. A non-removable 2350 mAh battery will not impress any spechead, but I was able to get over 5 hours of screen on time while using the phone quite intensively. I used the phone for taking a lot of pictures, browsing the web, watching videos, and even playing some 3D games. That is a very impressive result. Finally, the supply charger fully charges the phone in about 90 minutes. So there we have it, the Samsung Galaxy A3 2017 edition. I have to tell you that I love the phone for a lot of reasons. First of all, it is quite hard to find a capable device that it is compact since we live in the era of mostly large phones. Also, the Galaxy A3 is one of the rare phones in this price range that it is water and dust resistant and the device looks and feels like a flagship handset. On the other hand, the phone does not sport the most powerful chipset and it has only 2 GB of RAM, but these are only downsides worth complaining about. If you add a great battery life and some extra features like the always-on display, you're looking at a pretty solid mid-range phone, despite the fact that it costs a little bit more than some capable devices from China. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always, if you guys have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please follow TechLineHD on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you in the next video soon.